Some women, I ain't saying all of them, but y'all know of the women I'm talking about. They smoke so much weed. You feel me? That the lips be getting black and you can tell they smoke. Like if you smoke weed, I don't want to know you smoke weed by looking at you. Right? That means it had an effect on your face and your features. Yeah. Well, it just be like black lips and it be like a certain, like, I could just tell a lot of smoke keeps entering around this area. So you just got to think, like, how does smoke affect the face? Because it's a toxin to the face. Your face can't breathe if it's hella smoke, right? So you can't get mad at me if that's an effect of it. I ain't forcing you to smoke. I ain't forcing you to look like that. It is what it is. I'm not the one that's forcing y'all to smoke. Y'all can smoke whatever you want to. You can even drink whatever you want to, and I'm sure you do. You feel me? Drinking has the same effects, or has not the same, but it has negative effects on the brain as well. Now, they do brain scans about people and look at people's brains, and they can see the trauma that happens to the brain. And there's these indentions on the brain, right? When we smoke, when we drink, when we go through trauma, all of these different things that need to be corrected. And most of the time, people be talking about their mental health issues and they talking about their brain health issues, right? And this is probably the bigger thing that we miss out, is that the brain health of America, Black America, men and women, is suffering bad. I wouldn't have nothing to say about weed whatsoever if I didn't have personal experiences with it and I don't personally deal with it in my own family, right? Seeing it make the mental issues and illnesses worse that are in the family, and dealing with younger people that smoke weed is even worse because they have a developing brain that goes through something called pruning. The pruning process of the brain is that we're born with all of these neural attachments and your brain starts to get rid of things that you don't need, right? And it increases that process when you're smoking weed. So it decreases brain development, right? And we're talking about early adolescent years. So if you smoke weed and you're not somebody that puts out this type of information so that people have the correct way of utilizing it, right? Then that's why I feel like it's a problem and it's more of a toxic thing than a tonic thing, because it becomes a religion for people. And they act like there's no negative effects at all and everything is just perfect and positive. And science is not making the weed. It's not being organically grown by most people. And if you are a person that organically grows it yourself, kudos, but you know that everybody's not. You know that these dispensaries are making millions. People selling runts, people selling they got the wax, they got everything. People be looking like crackheads smoking wax out of glass pipes. You feel me? Back in the day in the hood, man, that's when we see the crackheads with the glass pipes. Now people be having the glass pipes hitting it. You feel me? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy work to me. But when you go back in the day, right, people wasn't consuming it the same way that they consume it now. Just like tobacco is not as bad as nicotine, right? It can be positive effects from it, but the way that we consume things today, they don't care about you having beneficial effects. They care about them making money, and what they do is they put profit over people. And anytime that you put profit over people, there's going to be a problem, because then it becomes capital centric and based on capitalism. It's not based on improving your health or your mood or your brain functions whatsoever. And so if you really want to get into the health aspects of it and you really want to get into the plant medicine, then we can go down the list of some of these herbs and some of these plants, some of this fungi and different things that can actually help you do the very same thing. But how many of you all feel like you actually addicted to weed? How many of you all feel like you actually need it? Like the moment you feel, I want y'all to understand this, because some people be like, I smoke it every day, I need it to function. You know that's a problem. The moment you rely on an outside substance other than your own self, it's a problem. I just want to make that clear. The only research people do is things that reinforce their point. People don't do no research on, adverse points that people have. Stop it. Cut it out. I ain't never seen weed improve nobody's life, personally. You can, like I said, you can smoke all you want to. I just haven't seen weed increase people's motivation, make them more creative, right? Super increase their focus to where they start making more money, right? And they said, man, the mental health benefits is the reason why I'm so healthy and clear right now and I'm successful. Maybe if you sell it, then yes. But also I want us to really think about the fact on how you could be having a great relationship with it and somebody else going to be having a terrible one. And if you can't acknowledge that, then that makes you a fool. If you can't acknowledge that the fact that you could be doing it and you can have you just get high, the psychoactive effects hit you, you know what I mean? You got munchies, you vibing, whatever you're doing, that's on you. But if you can't acknowledge that it could be making somebody else more bipolar or schizophrenic or increasing their anxiety and making them addicted and decreasing their motivation, right? Their memory, whatever it may be. If you can't acknowledge those two things to be true, then there's something wrong with you. If we can't acknowledge that, then we can't move forward. If we can't acknowledge that there's some people with mental health issues and underlying mental health issues, and when they smoke, it's get bad for them and it gets worse. It can be tonic for some people and toxic to other people. Even people who sell weed gotta acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? Even people who sell weed gotta acknowledge, like, yo, I understand that it's good for some people and bad for some people. Why? We all got different genetics. We all got different things that's inside our blood, things that we inherit, things that's going on mentally. You want to develop healthy habits to where you don't depend on anything in that particular capacity that take you out of your mind.